podcast with Victor Pacheco. Hello and welcome to PAPICOCK Podcast with your host, Victor Pacheco. We got a very special show for y'all today. But before I introduce him, I just wanted to announce that PAPICOCK Podcast has our first official sponsor, and that's Long Beach Comedy, which takes place at Harvell's in Long Beach, California, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. It's the longest running weekly comedy and burlesque show. Since 2015, Long Beach Comedy provides top quality shows with the best up and coming and professional comedians in the country, with celebrity drop-ins with comedians you've seen on Comedy Central, HBO Max, Showtime, BET, NBC, Dry Bar, Hulu, and World Series of Comedy winners. So you never know who will show up. And now let me tell you about the burlesque portion of the show. Well, it's amazing. With Lolita Burlesque taking the stage every Tuesday with sexy and titillating award-winning performances. And each week they have special guest award-winning burlesque dancers as well. We had our first centerfold by Playboy burlesque dancer recently, so you know we ain't fucking around. This show is the best kept secret in town with crazy drink specials and is a true underground show that is literally under the streets of Long Beach. This show takes place every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and only two things have ever stopped the show: natural disasters and Ricky Martin shooting a music video. For more information, please go to longbeachcomedy.com and make sure to follow on Instagram at Long Beach Comedy, all one word. You can catch me, Victor Pacheco, at Long Beach Comedy at Harvell's in Long Beach every second and fourth Tuesday of the month with new material. So come through and let's party. 21 and over only. Must have valid photo ID. We hope to see you soon. And without much further ado, let me introduce to you a very special comedian, very funny comedian, very, very generous comedian that I am proud to call my friend, Mr. Jack Jr.
What's up? Dude, that was a long... How long was that ad, bro?
Okay, to be honest with you, it was like at least 90 seconds. 90, but it was a hard 90 seconds because I said it was 2 paragraphs. But
bro, that was and you were struggling. You were out of breath at one point.
I'm always out of breath, Jack. I'm always out of breath. So yeah, but yeah, I was, and I was just like, okay, don't look at Jack. I don't know if he's making faces right now. But my point being,
you guys? Was I on the live on when you were saying all that?
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah. Don't worry, baby. So if you're making frowny faces,
I was fixing my hair. I just didn't give a shit.
No. It's all good. It's all good. You know, it's funny though, because like we recently, and for the record, this is coming out tomorrow. So yes. So I want to say this past Friday, I was actually at the NoHo Comedy Club performing for my first time ever in the main room.
Yeah.
With the best Damn Latino Comedy Show. And you know what? Let me tell you something. That was the best Damn Latino Comedy Show. There was like 4 headliners on the show. Yeah. It was like, and everybody did great. It was magic, bro. It was so magic. And it was like one of those things where like you're hilarious. Like I've seen you do stand-up before. I've seen you host before. But the thing is, bro, you are an amazing riffer and crowd worker. You are just amazing. You like, seriously, bro. Like I'm cackling, trying not to laugh because I'm scared that my cackle is going to make people laugh. And so I didn't give a fuck. I just you know what I mean? But I try to suppress, not because I'm a hater. I laugh when I think something's funny. I just don't want people laughing at my laugh because I'm like, you know what I mean? And that seriously, that's how I laugh. And it's like, yeah, I know it's terrifying, but it's also like, what the fuck? Anyway, so my point, my question to you is, what advice do you have for comedians to be better at crowd work and riffing and being in the moment on stage?
I feel like you shouldn't care, you know, and like one thing I need to work on as a person, not as a comedian. I have no filter. So like on stage, I say whatever, the first thing that it just like comes like, and it just comes out. Like I have no filter. I've always had that problem whenever I go to like family events, like my sister would be like, oh my God, my brother, he's a comedian. and then I would say something inappropriate always. And I think it's a devil in disguise. Like sometimes it's like it works. Sometimes like oh fuck, I said something fucked up, you know. But what are you gonna do? I just said be carefree and just have fun. If you're having fun on stage as a comedian, if you're having fun, they're gonna have fun and they're gonna go with you. I mean, I get away with calling girls bitches sometimes, but not because I call them a bitch. I just call them a bitch. You know, like
you're in the moment.
You're in the moment.
And you don't give a fuck. In the moment.
Having fun. I say some, it's have fun. But also too, don't be that comedian that's just very like, you fucking bitch, and then like that's not gonna work. That's not gonna fucking work. You need to really just be having fun, and if you're having fun on stage, they're gonna have fun with you, you know. And also too, never apologize on stage. Once you show like a little bit of weakness, the crowd turns on you. They go, oh, he's fuck that, fuck him. They're like, you know, like just have fun up stage. Obviously prepare some material. Don't just go up there and wing it. You know, it takes a long time for comedians to just go up there and wing it. I've been doing this for 13 years and I've always been a shit talker. I've always been joking around. I grew up around Cholos, Armenians, Persians, white people. I grew around Asians. I grew around everybody. So I feel like I have a really good idea about where everyone's from and their certain like inside jokes or certain, you know, so that's what really helps me with my crowd work, because I know Filipino stuff because my wife's Filipino. I've dated a bunch of Asian girls, so I know a lot of that. I'm Armenian. I grew up in Mexico City, but I was raised Armenian in Glendale. So I'm really good at crowd work, and like if that's a demographic, I'm fucking killing. If it's white people, everyone knows about white people because we grew up on freaking Full House and Seventh Heaven, you know? Yeah.
No, that's a great answer. Like really, just dude, that's awesome, because you have to be comfortable on stage in order to be that confident, in order to be able to deliver the level of just the riffing and the crowd work that you were doing. Like I'm fucking dying. And it's like not one of those times where you're like, hey, I'm gonna do a joke before I bring you on. And I'm just like, oh, cool. It's because no matter who went on before me, even if they murdered it, it's like I ain't going up cold. If somebody before me they bombed, I ain't going up cold because my boy Jack's coming through with some fucking fire.
Yeah.
You know? So and I loved it because like it was just in like not to kiss your ass or anything. It's just I do comedy every fucking night, and so I don't always see spectacular hosts. And,
I actually love hosting, bro. I love hosting.
I know you do. You get
the most time, you know, and you're basically, if you're a good host, you're the star of the show. Even if the headliner crushes, they're gonna remember you over everyone. So that's why when I put on my shows in LA, I always host. One thing I hate about when I host, people come out to you after the show sometimes and they're like, "Oh my God, you're such a good host. When are you gonna be a comedian?" I'm like, you don't understand.
Oh my God. They don't understand. And also how undermining
you just said,
that
fuck
is.
You to me.
Yeah. You just said, hey, you know, you were pretty funny for a guy that wasn't supposed to be funny. You should try to be one of those guys. What?
Yeah,
but I've also had that too, where I've had the headliner of the show when I was doing a weekend in Sacramento tell me, hey, all due respect, I never heard of you. I tried to look you up. None of your videos are public. I had no idea who you were. And quite frankly, I'm very pleasantly surprised with how good you did.
That's fucked up.
That is, right? Isn't that fucked up? Like, no matter how they try to preface it.
Who was it?
It was Edwin. But I'm cool with Edwin. I'm cool with Edwin. You know what? You know, I'll put him in the tags. I ain't talking shit.
Edwin San Juan?
Edwin San Juan, yeah, the only Edwin. Yeah, that's why you laughed like you laughed, because it was Edwin.
I've known Edwin since I was 13 years old, dude.
So that's like another thing I want to talk about, because you know you are the son of the comedy club. Right now it's the NoHo Comedy Club, formerly the NoHo Comedy Cafe.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a couple questions about that. Who are some of the comedians you saw at the club when you were growing up that inspired you to get on stage?
Wow, that was a good one. Brett Ernst,
great comic, great storyteller.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Sebastian's great, very colorful.
I'm on my IG live and people are watching, but say hi to everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Poppycock Podcast. Right now, for people listening at home on audio, Jack is live streaming now on IG Live.
I'm only gonna live stream the next 10 minutes and then I'm gonna shut it off.
Yeah, brother.
So subscribe to the podcast and watch the rest.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that, brother. That's like going above and beyond. So thank you.
That's what we gotta do, bro. That's one thing about, I feel like Latino comics don't help each other out enough.
brother, hold on. I need to put my mic down so I can clap.
Right? A lot of Latino comics don't help each other. I think the only one that's really like, I have a list of comics that are really, really, really supportive. Nick Guerra, Orlando Leyba, Eric Rivera, and Edwin Lacona from HBO. He started a platform for Latino comics, and it was great, honestly, because a lot of people have tried to do this Latino thing. I mean, it worked back in the 90s with the Que Locos. Remember that?
Yeah, heck yeah, I remember Que Locos.
So like,
Que Locos.
Yeah. So like growing up, I grew up in a comedy club, and I saw Sebastian Maniscalco, Brett Ernst, Brian Callen. I remember Jeff Garcia was hot back then. And Jeff was huge back then. And he was like, everyone was like, oh, fuck, Jeff Garcia's here. I remember, I have a funny story about Jeff. Jeff used to walk into the haha all the time, and comics would be like, fuck, I'm getting bumped. You know, like, just like, fuck. And he would bump them, right?
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, man, you gotta pay your dues. You gotta pay your dues, dog. You gotta pay your fucking dues. And then one time he was doing that, and then Damon Wayans walked in, and Jeff's like, fuck. And it's moments like that as a kid growing up in a comedy club that you learn the mechanics of the comedy club scene. You learn how to hang out, be a good hang. Don't be a shit talker. Be supportive. I learned the bad and the good, and I honestly left the bad alone. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying I was a fucking crazy alcoholic on drugs before, but now I'm like, I understand the business. I understand this. I understand what it takes to have a good show. And it's all been a blessing, you know, watching these guys at a young age. I'm thinking all the guys like Joe Coy, all these guys. I saw Eddie Murphy. I saw Andrew Dice Clay, Steve Harvey, Chappelle. All these guys from like 98 to 2008. Like literally, like I was like, 13 years old. And I've been watching comedy since then. And yeah, it's been great.
Live comedy, because that was my follow-up question. Yeah. How old were you when you started going to these shows at your family's comedy club? 13? Or were you even younger?
I was like, the first show I was at, my dad hired me to DJ.
How old were you at that age?
I remember I was at least 10 because I had the Tupac All Eyes on Me. I was DJing a black night.
Nice.
I was DJing a black night, and I remember the comic gave me the CD, All Eyes on Me. And Tupac died in 96. So I'm thinking that came out in 94, 95. So I might have been 9 or 10 years old. And I'm there. And we didn't have a legit DJ booth. It was like right on the stage. I was pressing pause and play. And I remember Kim Whitley and Buddy Lewis, very well-known comedians, were on stage, and they'd be like, yo, Young Jack, yo, cover your ears, my man. Cover your ears. They were like going in, talking some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, of course. And then sometimes when there's kids in the room, it just messes up the whole dynamic. I did a show at a brewing company, which should be 21 and over. That's what the rules are. And of course, in the front row, it's a Mexican family with an 8 and 9-year-old little Mexican girls, front row and center. And so when I said, fuck it. You know what I mean? They didn't complain about anybody else swearing, so I'm not gonna be clean. So I said, repeat after me, cocaína, and then the 2 little girls repeated, cocaína, and it was hysterical. I lost my shit. I started laughing. I lost all composure. I just laughed. I laughed, and I was just like, okay, listen, if I fall down right now, I'm not faking a heart attack. Please call an ambulance. This is fucking hysterical. I'm like literally like you know, like kids not being comedy clubs unless they're working.
No.
Because you were working at 10, you were helping out the family business. You had a reason to be there, not because somebody couldn't afford a babysitter and they were cool and they were lax about, you know, having the kids there. So this isn't really a comparison. I'm just saying that it's different to perform in front of kids unless you already know that going into it, knowing it's a clean family show as opposed to a comedy club show. Then they look, you know, either to the left or to the right, and you know, there's this 10-year-old boy on stage doing the DJ work. It's like, maybe I shouldn't do that joke about choking out my wife while we're fucking. Or maybe we should. Jack, cover your ears, little kid. Come on. But anyway, I mean, but that's, out of respect. But then sometimes like, hey, kid, you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn right now. So then,
Yeah.
so either way, I mean, everybody has their own approach, and it's funny, especially, as a comedian, you got to acknowledge it. A waiter or waitress drops a plate. Are you going to keep going with your jokes? Fuck no. You're going to fucking talk about how someone's going to lose their job. You're going to talk about you're gonna talk about how somebody's gonna have to wait extra long for the food, and I hope it wasn't a fat person, because they might leave a shitty review, and they better not, And so because like I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. So anyway, yeah. So moving on to my next interview, my next subject is you were on the Church of What's Happening Now, and at the time, this was years ago, and I asked you on a different podcast on Razor Riffs if being on that podcast, if it changed your career, and you said yes. But here's another thing I wanted to ask about it, and you could talk more about that too. But Joey Coco Diaz personally mentioned that at the time you were a solid feature, like really great, but that was years ago, and now you're headlining all over the country. So what advice do you have for features that are trying to transition to become authentic headliners?
I honestly think you should stay a feature as long as you can. Stay a feature as long as you can till they say you can't feature no more. That's what I did.
Nice.
I was featuring for, I remember I was featuring for a lot of great comedians, but I remember one time I was featuring for, who was I featuring for? Oh yeah, I was opening up for Marlon Wayans. I think I was just doing a guest spot, I think. I didn't remember, but I remember I did so well. Marlon goes, he goes, man, nigga, they ain't come and see you. You gonna save me some, because I was up there fucking killing.
Oh, dude, I believe it, man. I just saw you fucking murdering on Friday, like from the beginning of the show to the end of the show.
Yeah, I just feel like stay a feature as long as you can, because honestly, when you jump to that headliner spot, it sucks for a while. You know why? Because if you don't have the social media following or the fans, yeah, you're in the headliner, but would you want to perform for fucking 4 people or for a sold out room?
Sold out room, obviously.
Yeah, the problem with me was I was headlining, but I wasn't headlining and selling out rooms and getting door deals and all that. It was more like I would just take whatever they gave me, a fucking Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Sunday. Never got the prime spots. Always got the shit money. And I take it, but I would always take the deal. It was shit money. I ended up losing sometimes. I buy my own flight, my own hotel. I'm only making $100 a show. I'm losing. But I would take t-shirts and merch, and that merch and t-shirts, I would build fans, get their information, emails, and then with that merch money, it would cover my hotel and my flight. So I would take these bum deals, but I would always break even or make a little bit of profit. That's my advice, guys. Try to stay as feature as long as possible. Build, and don't be that stupid feature that just fucking goes up there and kills it and then just doesn't give a fuck. He's in the green room fucking eating, like thinking he's the headliner. No. Ask the headliner what he needs. Go get his merch. Go set up his merch. Go get him a beer. Just help him out. Be like the best hangout ever. Get him girls. He wants girls. Go, hey, this girl wants a picture with you. Just whatever. Just be freaking like the nicest guy,
Yeah.
And by the way, let me rephrase that. I don't mean get them girls like, hey, get her. I meant like make fans, make connections. Like just be a cheerleader, dude. Be a freaking cheerleader, and you'll get more stage time.
Yeah.
You'll learn a lot from the headliner, and you're going into cities that you would never get into. You're meeting the booker, the manager, the agent, all that. You're making connections, and that's one thing I did really good at. I opened up for a lot of great comedians. I opened up for Damon Wayans Jr., Jeff Garcia, Brandon T. Jackson, what's it called? David Spade, Craig Robinson.
Nice.
And I learned a lot from these guys. Jerry Rocha, Adam Hunter, Greg Wilson, all these guys took me on the road, and I would learn so much information. Johnny Sanchez, I learned so much from these guys, and it's been a blessing to be able to work with these guys. But after a while, when you do too well, they don't take you on the road no more. And then you know.
I know a little bit, and I know about that. I've been in that situation before, and unfortunately, it turned into somebody who used to be my mentor to somebody who physically assaulted me.
Oh, really?
That I'm not friends with anymore.
Oh,
And
no.
so, yeah, and I don't want to drop names because of legal reasons. I'll tell you. I could text it to you later. But
Is he a Latino comic?
A Bay Area,
Bay
Area comedian. So you don't matter, even there. So
wow.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, but it's fucked up because like the word. I will say this though, it's the worst when it's a comedian who knows how fucking hard it is to go on stage. They know how hard it is and how low of wages we get paid for how much sweat and energy and emotion we put into our performances. And so for a comedian who's also producing a show to fuck you over money that they promised you that night, that you have worked with before, and that you have booked them and you've never pulled that shit on them before, ever, for years. And this fucker did it to me 3 fucking times. I was done after the 3rd time. I was
you should have been done after the 1st time.
Well, you know what? When you're a young, impressionable comedian and you have a heart where you want to be treated a certain way, and you know what? I learned a lot from that. I learned how to take shit. I learned that, you know, I was being bullied and I was made to feel guilty. Like this guy literally made me feel like shit as his opener because I wasn't being a good friend to him, because I wasn't reaching out to venues as his manager or agent to get us gigs where he's the headliner and I'm the opener. And I'm just like, yep. For the record, Jack is giving me this look like, what the fuck did you just say?
The hell?
So yeah. So my point.
Who is it?
Okay, I can't say it. But literally.
Okay, you gotta come on. You have to come on my podcast. I have a podcast called Comedy Club Confessions.
I really legitimately like this guy's like off the hinges. I will explain all this shit.
Wow, we talk about bad bookers, managers, agents, asshole comedians. We tell stories.
Okay, well then if it's like that, then like
you have to. It's a learning experience. We need to help each other. Like we always tell each other the good stuff. Oh my God, I just did Reno. I just did this club in this Utah. You gotta do it. How come you don't go? Hey, don't go to freaking Springfield, Missouri. Like there's this booker there. He's an asshole. He doesn't pay. We need to help each other.
Well, in that respect, I understand what the point of your podcast is, and I respect that. And if I'm ever honored and asked to be on your show, I will definitely reveal that. But for my show, I just want to state for the record that this guy could suck my spick dick and fuck you for fucking taking advantage of my kindness when I was on nothing but love. I was nothing but love, and the people take advantage of that shit, and it's fucked up because I work hard and I want people to treat me like I treat them. So it's love. I give you the same energy you give me. So that's why I'm always nice to you, Jack, because you're always nice to me. You know, even before we met, you were still nice to me. You recognize that, oh, you know, this guy's cool. He's over here trying to introduce himself, shake hands, and be a gentleman. You know, that's
how you should be. Like I always give opportunities to people like that on the Latino show. I gave that guy Gibby a guest spot because he hit me up. And he hit me up and he goes, hey man, I really want to do your show. I go, honestly, bro, you're really green. I don't need you. I said, we're already booked up. I said, let me get you on a different show, like maybe a showcase, an open mic. But he's like, no, I really, really want to be in the show. I really he was very persistent. And I said, bro, if you really want to be on the show, sell me 10 tickets. Let me see how bad you want to be on the show. Bro, he sold 10 tickets in 1 hour. And I'm like, wow, this guy really wants to be on the show. I said, all right, man, you're on the show. I'm going to give you the sweet spot. I put him up fucking 3rd. And he did really good.
Dude, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did
really good. And I was so proud of him. And I said, I'll give you another guest spot and you don't have to bring anybody. That was fucking amazing. And sometimes you got to do that as a comic. Like my show wasn't a bringer show.
Not at all. That was a show.
Sold out show. But I always like giving a spot to a guy I've never seen before or someone that, because honestly, no one really did that for me when I grew up because everyone thought I was parents own a comedy club. And the weird thing is, bro, when I first started, I didn't want to perform at the Haha because my parents were there, and all I was talking about is sex and drugs.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
imagine talking about sex and drugs in front of your mom and dad. So I never did. I went to San Diego a lot. I worked this club called Moondoggies. I would do open mics other places. I never went on stage at the Hop. I still don't go on stage at the Hop. Like everyone goes, you can go up every night. I go, I don't. I work everywhere else. I'm on the road. You know, like it's just crazy.
No, I'm just laughing because it's just like, you know, this is behind the scenes, and it's just like, oh, Jack's got it made. But also for the record, Jack worked his fucking ass off that night, and then you had another show after that show that you were. And it's just like it's never ending. And then you're going to Reno tomorrow to be where we're gonna be at the Laugh Factory.
I'm headlining the Laugh Factory in Reno.
Headlining the Laugh Factory, not doing a guest spot, not opening it. Okay.
If you guys go to the Reno airport, I'm on the billboard.
You better take a good pic, bro. You know, everyone wants to see that. We're all rooting for you, dude.
I want to see. I can't wait to see that pic. Someone told me I just saw it at the airport. I'm like, I'm in Glendale.
So you had no idea you were even on a billboard.
I had no idea. Someone texted me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you got
to. But it's a digital one. So like he goes, I already left. It's gone.
Hey, he'll be back. He'll be back. But you know, the important thing is that's beautiful, man. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Because like you know, like I said, my introduction to you before I moved down here was through the Church of What's Happening Now.
Oh, dope, bro.
That was my introduction to you. It's like,
yeah, man,
Jack, you know, he's the son of the owners at the Haha, and you know, it's just like. But he's really funny though. He ain't one of these little pussies. And I'm just like, or however he said it. Sorry, I don't mean to, say anything out of context or misquote. But that was the general vibe of what he was saying, and he's very complimentary. And for the record, he don't put no fucking scrubs on his show or even comments on his show.
Yeah.
So for the record,
I was so fucking when he called me, bro. Because I called Uncle Joey. He's like my uncle, man. I've known Joey for a very long time. And I've called him about advice and just to say what's up. And he left LA. I think he's in Jersey right now. But he's back doing comedy again. But I remember when he called me, he called me in the morning and he's like, "Hey, what are you fucking doing, cocksucker? You got a fucking bag on you? What are you fucking doing?" and I'm like, no, I'm just chilling. He goes, he said, "What are you fucking doing tonight?" I go, "Nothing." He's like, "You're going to hang out with your Uncle Joey tonight. You're doing the podcast." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah." And I got so excited. I was so happy, bro. It felt like the first day of going to school or like a housewarming party. I went to Porto's. I bought cakes and stuff to bring over because they get high. I went to Porto's. I got a fucking, I got Cuban. I went to Porto's because Joey's Cuban. So I got Cuban stuff for Joey. And, I got there, and fucking Lisa ate all that shit.
Well, shit, you know what? He deserves it after all the torturous amounts of THC edibles that Joey practically bullied him or peer pressured him.
Bro, they were doing so many of those. They wanted to get me to do it. And I said, bro, if I take one small hit, I'm done.
Bro, that would have been an entirely different podcast. If you even taken even a snippet of like the size of a Rice Krispies treat size of that gummy, it would have been different. That would have been a different introduction to Jack Jr.
Yeah, I drank a half a bottle of Jack Daniels that show. It was a long podcast, dude.
Yeah, dude. And
I think I was there for like 2 hours.
Dude, and it's unedited. So it's just like that was a real fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or, but it was like, I was like, oh shit, that's legit. Like that was, I was like, I don't know this dude, but now I feel like I know you. So that's
it opened a lot of doors with the industry. A lot of people kind of found out who I was, and like, oh, this guy is funny. And then I actually used it as a credit for like a long time because I didn't really have any big credits, like comedy credits like that, and that was a huge thank you to Uncle Joey. Well,
dude, I still think it's a huge credit, even though it's now Uncle Joey's joint.
Yeah.
By himself solo, without Lee Syatt, but it's just, but it's still Uncle Joey. I call him Uncle Joey. See, this is why I can't laugh out loud at comedy shows. So, but no, man, that's cool, man, because like just watching that, and I felt like I was in the room, and I was like, you know what? if I ever have a podcast, that's how I want to do it. Free reign, like just having a cool talk with somebody who's cool that I respect the fuck out of. And so it's just like there's something I've been reading, and then you made an announcement yesterday about how tomorrow, Tuesday, you're going to be making Tuesday, September 20th. You're going to be shooting for a production that you made. So I'm going to my notes right here. What's it called? Well, hold on a second. Over the last years, you've developed into acting and writing and live TV recording for a TV show you created. So this TV show you created, first of all, congratulations. That's fucking awesome. Because some people, everyone, oh, I got a great idea for a TV show. All right, cool. They write like fucking like 2 sentences and all of a sudden they're a fucking writer. And it's just like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? It's like you go on stage and you do like 1 minute and you're all of a sudden you're a fucking comic. Right? Or they give you $5 and an open mic and you're a professional. Yep. So at any rate, no. So my question to you is, as a script writer myself, can you help explain the process of going from completing the script to taping?
Okay, so the show I'm taping tomorrow it's not a pilot like a sitcom. It's an idea a show idea I wrote. I can't talk about it because it's not done yet. Okay. But I'm taping it tomorrow. But for script writing, I wrote 2.5. I wrote two pilots, one in the process. It's something I just started doing, bro. I didn't even know I had it in me. I had no idea I had it in me. And my buddy Craig Waynes, I don't know if you know what Craig Waynes is. He's Marlon Waynes' nephew.
Oh wow.
He wrote Scary Movie 1 and 2.
Oh wow. Those are fucking funny as fucking classics, man. Yeah,
dude. With him, we'd always hang out and we talk and we'd smoke. And I don't really smoke, but he smokes. I smoke like one hit. I'm fucked up. And he's laughing at me. And I would just be making him laugh. And then we would what if we did this, this, and this? And he's like, write it. I go, nah. And he's like, come on, Jack, I'll show you to write it. So I got Final Draft on my laptop and I just started little by little. I did 2 paragraphs a day. And then like, oh shit, now I have a fucking scene. Then I did more and more and more. And I just did it little by little by little by little. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's basically stand-up. If you're writing a comedy, it's basically stand-up and you're adding fat.
Jack.
In stand-up, you cut the fat out. In script writing, you add fat.
Jack, you're revealing too much about the business. Too much about the business. No, I'm just kidding. I'm serious. No, I'm just seriously kidding. That's why I said it in a voice like I'm like, come on, bro. No, that's beautiful, dude. Because like to be honest with you, that really you do have to cut the fat for stand-up, and then it's like you got to add like these little like cushy these little moments instead of like with stand-up. It's like cut to the chase. We're here live.
Yeah.
Say your fucking joke now. Yeah. Get to it. Unless you're at a storytelling show, then it's like a little bit different, but that's not traditional stand-up comedy. So, but I meant like, so after you finish your script, like to get it like pitched and like accepted, and then now you're taping it. That's what I was talking about more specifically. Like, is there like yes?
So basically, so the thing in this business is right now, I'm at a point where I'm not at the Joe Coy Netflix level yet. But if you saw Joe Coy's Netflix special on his last special, he mentioned how Netflix didn't want his special. If you see that, he called him out on the special on Netflix, which is fucking awesome. He goes, "You guys didn't want it. You guys didn't want it." He goes, "I shot it anyways, and then I gave it to you guys, and they still didn't want it, and then finally they wanted it. They took it." But that's the shit I'm talking about. He took a chance on himself. He went broke. He said he shot his special, went broke. To like what Andrew Schultz did, he bought his special back. Andrew Schultz, I'm aware of that. Bought his special back because they didn't want to put it out there. But it's like these moments you gotta take your own chances. So I've had these ideas in my fucking pocket and waiting for a pitch meeting because I've been in those meetings. I've been in those meetings, but like they always go, let's just wait if you just see where Jack Jr. goes. I had a pilot about my family years ago. Like this is when I first started doing comedy. And it was basically about a reality show Like it was Keeping Up with the Kardashians meets the George Lopez show, but a reality show.
Yeah.
It's the NoHo Comedy Club. I'm a comedian. My mom and dad run the place. The cook is my fucking aunt. You know, the busboy is my cousin, and there's all this family drama. You know, so we thought, and then they like the idea, but who is Jack Jr. and what is the NoHo? So
wow.
Then,
okay.
so I'm like, so now, freaking 12 years later, I have these ideas now. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait for those meetings anymore. I have the money. I'm gonna shoot it myself, and then I'm gonna walk into these rooms. Here you go. Do you want it? No. Do you want it? No. And that's it. So tomorrow, I'm investing in myself. I have this great show idea. It's very, very simple. It's comedy related, and it's a competition, and it's like gonna be a game show. So I wrote it, I thought about it, and we're doing it tomorrow. We're shooting it, and hopefully it goes well. That's it.
Well, I hope it goes well too, man. And I'm wishing you nothing but success, dude, because you've been really, really a professional and really, really cool with me the whole time, man. And, you know, I'm proud to say that you're my friend, dude. Like, and I root for my friends. I'm not jealous of my friends.
You're a good guy too, man.
And it's just like,
I've heard things about you and you're good. And none of them were true.
Oh, yo, you must have been talking about the guy who assaulted me. You must have been talking to that guy, that bitch. Any rate, what's it called? So let's talk about a festival you created, the NoHo Comedy Festival.
Comedy Festival, which is great. I'm actually going to start talking about it more because I'm bringing it back 2023.
Nice, that's awesome.
Like, bringing it back in 2023. So basically, what happened was, I always thought festivals were bullshit because I just thought it was one bringer show, you know, one big bringer. Like Flappers does that shit. Yeah. Flappers? Yeah. Flappers in Burbank. By the way, I don't play that club. But
oh no, for the record, Jack is the producer of Comedy Club Confessions podcast. So
yeah.
just to get a little taste of the reality of stand-up comedy. And
yeah.
But yeah, okay.
So I feel like I never believed in festivals because I feel like, what are they really gaining out of it? You know, like it's just 50 comics on one show. Like it just didn't make sense to me. I went to a festival as industry, and this is back in 2017. A festival in Arizona, the Big Pine Comedy Festival, called me up and goes, "Can you come to our festival as a headliner and as industry?" I'm like, "Industry? What do you mean industry?" They're like, "Well, you grew up in a comedy club, you know a lot of people, blah blah blah. You have a lot of knowledge. Just speak at one of the panels." I go, "Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm gonna say." So we get to the festival. It's like 30 comics in the audience, and they're asking me these questions, and I'm just like, "I know the answer to that. I know the answer to that. I just knew a lot of shit." I'm like, okay. And I felt like a lot of comics got a lot of good information, and I felt like I could do this festival in LA. I have the connects, the contacts, I have the comedians. And I said, not to hate on the Big Pine Comedy Festival, was great. But in LA, it was a lot easier because a lot of the industry is already in LA.
Right.
A lot of the industries in LA, the celebrities are in LA. I said, I can make this shit fucking dope.
And pop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So my first festival, 2018.
Yeah.
I make some phone calls. I talked to Lucas Seeley, who runs the Big Sky Comedy Festival in Montana.
Oh, nice.
I call him. I go, "Hey, man, I need you to help me out. Just give me the freaking breakdown how this works." So I hire him as my festival runner with Justine Cortez, who was running the website and all that. And Lucas is like, "Well, you need industry." So we call a bunch of people, call a bunch of connects. We give them freaking food, drinks, and have them a chance to meet new comics. And they loved the idea. They came down. And then I put all the comics in a hotel. I paid for their hotel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I flew comics.
That's awesome.
We flew comics in from out of LA, and we put them in a hotel, and we organized it where we called it the Rising Stars. The Rising Stars. There was about 15 comedians, so 15 comedians went up and showcased in front of a live audience. All packed nights. All the shows were packed. Industry was there. Bookers, managers. I had comedy clubs from Sacramento, Laughs Unlimited come out. Harvey's in Portland, Vegas. All my friends, they all came down. We celebrated. And the best part of it all, the headliners of the shows were Damon Wayans Jr., Ken Jeong, The Hangover. You know,
Dr. Ken Jeong, yeah.
Ken Jeong. What's it called? Eric Griffin, Brian Callen. Dude, like just
shit.
All-star lineup. It was great.
Yeah, that's
Jamie Kennedy. It was fucking awesome. And a lot of comics got bookings out of it. I think one guy got Steve Colbert.
Oh wow, Jesus!
They got a cruise agent. Just a lot of it was a great success. And then we did it again in 2019, and then we were gonna have a big one in 2020, and then COVID hit.
Yeah, that is actually. Oh God, that was actually one of my questions. How did the pandemic affect the HaHa Comedy Club, the regular comedians at the HaHa Comedy Club, and you personally?
So we almost lost the club, bro. Because
shit,
we were closed for 2 fucking years.
Yeah,
2 years, and we were just building this huge debt, and I don't think we're getting very minimal help from the government, because we got the employees we were able to pay the employees some money and cover like the small stuff, but I had to get creative because my mom and dad got sick. My mom got a stroke.
Oh no.
My dad was sick, and they called me. He's like, we need to do something with the club, because they saw me. It didn't stop me. For the hustler in me, COVID made me a fucking hustler. I was like, this ain't gonna stop me. I would rent out freaking Airbnbs and do comedy shows in the hills. I would do comedy.
Yes.
I opened up my own comedy club, and I had different houses. I worked at different venues. My partner at the time was Rosalie Mayu. She's a comedian. She had a house in the hills, and we did shows over there. And I built a bar. I called a cover charge. I had servers. It was fucking. By the way, so I don't get in trouble for this, it was all donation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, of course. Who would be a monster enough to charge money during a pandemic?
Yeah.
Of course it's donations. Of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you guys donated your time. You know, that's. I know. I get it. You guys are just trying to bring happiness during the pandemic.
Exactly. And then I did that for like almost a year. And then my father was like, we need to open the club up again. We need to do something. So we built the patio stage, and we started doing outdoor shows in the patio at the HaHa. And we did that for a while now. My opening night, I booked Angela Johnson.
Wow.
Angela Johnson. Who else is there? Jessime Peluso, Jeff Ross, Mark Curry. And I got a huge support from I think we were the first comedy club open in the pandemic.
Wow. And
we were the last one to close. My dad's like, well, stay open.
Dude, that's awesome. That sounds like a freaking comedy festival, that lineup right there. So yeah, that's pretty but that's cool. And I'm just happy that the HaHa survived survived the pandemic, because a lot of comedy venues, a lot of comedy shows, independently produced shows, they're out. They had to rebrand themselves, or they just gave up and they're not doing it no more. And even the Improv, they started selling meals there to go. They partnered up with some other business or whatever. They're all owned by whatever major corporation. Yeah. And so it's like, oh, we're now selling chicken sandwiches now. And if you want to buy chicken sandwiches, come by the Improv and I'm not talking shit about the Improv, but every single comedy club did different things in order to survive.
Yeah. We did that at the HaHa too. I put the food menu, our regular menu, on Grubhub, and I called it Senor Jack's Mexican restaurant. So people would order that food, but it would be from us. It's called the Ghost Kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually learned that idea from the Improv.
And you see, and for the record, I wasn't talking shit. I was just saying that every club had different methods of doing things. Yeah. I mean, the San Francisco Punchline, they started doing showcases via Zoom every Sunday. And so what I had to
do. Fuck, that's so hard.
For the record, it's different than regular stand-up, but I actually thrived at that shit because I was part of a regular show where we had an audience of 550, 500 people, 250. A shitty night was 80 people in the crowd. of non-comics watching the show.
Yeah.
And like, we had some few Zoom bombers with the, the flapping dicks and, the titties, and a couple fucked during our show. So we spotlighted them, so, we had fun, we had a good time, and I made a shit ton of money doing it. And that's the thing, people, not a shit ton per se, but a shit ton for what you would think you would get paid for Zoom, which is $0.
Yeah,
so,
I hated Zoom so much that I sold merch that said "fuck Zoom."
Jack, I never doubted the fact that you were a hustler. It's just with every freaking subject that we touch, I'm just like, yep, need to think more like Jack. Jack definitely has a hustler immigrant mentality. Yep. And so, which leads me to my next question. You're half Latino, you're half Middle Eastern. Do you do Spanish comedy?
I could, but I don't.
Would you, or have you had any Spanish comedy shows at the Haha?
We've had Spanish comedy shows at the Haha, but I feel like it's a different beast. I mean, I could probably do 5 minutes, if anything, but I feel like I'm not true to myself when I'm doing it, because I'm talking like this. I'm talking like, pues no te mames, eh? I don't sound like that.
No. Hey. That is your on stage persona while you're doing comedy in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because like, like sometimes like when I do impression of men in Spanish, I'm actually doing an impression of my dad.
Yeah.
And so it's just like in the way that I normally speak in Spanish, it's like it's an Americanized Chilango version, because my dad, he's from Mexico City. He's a Chilango. So
I'm Mexico City.
Orale papi. But no, you never call a Mexican papi unless you really want him to be more than your daddy. But anyway, no, I do that to make Mexican men feel uncomfortable. But it's just like with the Latino shows, it's a different beast. Because when I was 4 months into comedy, I got a professional comedian's number, and they were kind of pissed off I got their number. It's like, hey, listen, kid, you only been doing comedy for 4 months. I only got really like 2 or 3 minutes max. I was like, I'm brand new to comedy. I want to start a Spanish comedy scene in the Bay Area. I don't know how to start a comedy scene in Spanish. Can you help me? So like 2 hours later, he gave me the ins and outs of what to do and what not to do as a comedian in Spanish. Like, you can't do certain jokes in Spanish.
Was this Richard Villa?
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes,
Richard
it was.
Villa is the one who's killing it.
Oh, murdering.
He's so good at that. But it's because Spanish is his first language.
Right. And
so but it makes more sense,
Right. And then like he worked with Franco Escamilla.
But even before
but even before then, but I'm just saying he's at the level. He's at the level where
he was such a great he did my podcast. That's why he was such a great Latino comedian, because he was Mexican. So he just had to like speak in English, but his English sounded like Mexican, and then it was hilarious. So when he transitioned back to Mexico, it wasn't like he was transitioning. It was basically he was being true to himself.
Right. Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I found this out. Richard Villa is the one who helped coach Tom Segura on how to do comedy in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then Tom Segura has his own podcast in Spanish.
Yeah.
Which is above and beyond. It's like, holy shit. Okay. Because there's like, the whole wave, the Latino scene it's making a huge impact now. Our voices are starting to get heard a little bit more.
Yeah.
So what do you think we as Latino comics can do besides being hilarious? What can we do to be taken more serious in the industry? What can we do to help out Latino entertainers so we could get the spotlight? Because I feel that I have to work 100 times harder than a white comedian just to get 5% of the attention they get.
I feel like it all starts with the people above, the Tom Seguras, the Cristel Alonso, the George Lopez's, the Gabriel Iglesias. I feel like these guys need to use their platform and showcase us, help us out. And Gabriel did it with the Stand-Up Revolution on Comedy Central, I feel like it needs to start from up there. These guys need to put us on their podcast, show try looking out for the little guy. I'm not even like big, and I look out for the little guy. And I'm going to continue to do that. And I feel like that's how it all starts from the top. That's the problem with Latino comics. I don't know what it is, but since I started, like they hate on each other so much.
Can I tell you why? Because I found out.
Why?
I know why. I know why. Because it's like this, bro. Let me tell you something, man. Between you and me, bro, in here, there's only one fucking Latino king of comedy, and it's fucking me. Okay, bro? I'm the fucking king here. Nobody, no, you might be funny and do your little thing on stage, but there's only one king in here. But the thing where we're fucked up as a Latino community is, why can't we all be kings?
Yeah,
you know, that's the fucking problem with that
culture,
I see.
Let the culture be kings.
Correct, and queens, and let us shine. Why does there only have to be just one big Latino comedian, whether it's Fluffy or George Lopez or Paul Rodriguez or whoever it is at the time? You know, whoever's the big, you know, like people are coming up that like, you know, and thank God they're coming up and they're getting the spotlight and recognition that they deserve. And it's not an affirmative action hire. It's a legit, they are funny and they're getting the spots.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like as far as like what we're doing as comedians, you know, like I try not to denigrate. I mean, I make fun of everybody. Don't get me wrong. You know, I make fun of little Mexican kids with silver teeth. I mean, like, I don't fuck around, like, you know, with disrespecting the culture, though, because, you know, I don't think that shit's funny. So I'm just asking you from your experience, you know, being Latino, being a comedian for 13 years, is there anything that Latino comedians can do, like at like my level or like at people without TV credits?
Surround yourself with everybody. Don't just be a Latino comic.
Right.
If you surround yourself with a white guy or a black guy or Asian or whatever, you're extending our culture to someone else, to their platform, and then they'll know about the Latino culture. And then I'm saying, like, I think we need to stop trying to like work so small. Like, think bigger, you know? Right. Go do the black rooms, go do the white rooms, go to the Improv, go to the Comedy Store, you know? Don't just do your little Latino bar shows and think you're a fucking comedian. That's what
sorry. I know you ain't trying to be funny. It's just
no, I'm being serious. Like, I know you need to grow. I honestly, when I started, I used to be really hardcore Latino comic. I used to sell I Love Sucia t-shirts because I would only work bar shows and around Latinos, which is fine when you're starting out. But if you grow as a comedian and extend and be further and bigger and be around the industry, you need to be around other comedians. And then once you're around other comedians, bigger comedians, then you can help the Latino culture pop off. But I feel like what happens is these comics leave the Latino culture and they go into the Improv and they become like a white comic or whatever you want to call it.
Mainstream.
There
and you go.
They forget to bring back the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do absolutely know what you're saying. And then I'm not going to mention names, but like I've heard of very professional Latino comedians that, quote, used to be really funny back in the day before they became millionaires, end quote. So it's just like their whole lifestyle changes, the whole perspective changes, like a lot of things change with money. So like, and it's not just for comedians, it's just with any person that does something professionally or otherwise where they earn a lot of money. People change, and lack of money changes people too. And so I'm just saying, you know, with being authentic and being on stage, do you have any type of advice to offer to be your true self on stage and taking chances?
I just feel like if you're a newer comic, you're winning for like if you're like in your first 5 years, probably whatever you're saying on stage right now, you're not going to do 10 years.
Yeah.
Your entire set right now, you're 5 years in, whatever you talk about right now is probably bullshit.
Right.
You're not true to yourself. What people want to know when you get off stage, what did I learn about Victor? What did I learn about Jack? Right. You know, if you're just talking about fucking general shit, it's not going to be work out for you. You need to talk about you. When I get off stage, people find out about my ex-wife, my kids, my this and that. And that's how you know you're staying true to yourself, because it's all, and no one can steal that. No one can steal those jokes. Everyone always talks, oh, that comic stole my joke. Well, that joke was fucking so general. Anyone could have thought it, or it's just fucking simple hackiness, you know? Right. You're talking about fucking diapers? Okay. Dude. Make it personal. Talk about my son's diapers did this. Just like, just
Right.
make it, be true to yourself and keep trying. So whatever you're doing right now in your first 5 years, don't worry about it, right? Don't worry about it. Just keep writing, keep getting up on stage and practicing. Bomb a lot. Go up there and bomb. You know why? If you're bombing, that means you're freaking trying. I bombed the other night because I tried a new joke. And I go, at home, I typed it out. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. And when I did it live, it didn't work. And then I bombed and I was like, oh, fuck, I suck again. But then I said that on stage and they all laughed. And then the next night I did it again and it worked. So you got to keep trying, switch gears, go up there, talk like this, then change it like this, and then just keep going, trying. It's okay to fail. All right. It's okay to fail. That's it.
Yeah, dude. And that's solid advice. It's okay to fail. It's okay, dude. That is super solid, man. Because that's the thing. Because a lot of comics or let me rephrase that. A lot of people that go on stage might, after performing a joke for the very first time ever, just like, oh, this joke is not funny and I'm dropping it, as opposed to what you believe. Hey, this is funny. This is funny on paper. It bombed the first time, but you didn't give up on it. And now it's good. Yeah. And that's also a point that if you believe in yourself and you really, you're hilarious and this is funny, find a way for people to make to make it relatable so that they're rooting for you. So they, like you were mentioning, know about Jack, know about Victor after the show. Like, for reals, man. Like, I recorded a clip from your club from the show this past Friday where I was talking about substitute teaching, where I got 2 rounds of applauses in like less than a minute. Right.
Yeah.
And it was like I thought it was a pretty good set. I didn't post the whole thing. That ain't for everybody. You didn't pay cover for that. I just let out just a little clip just to see what's what. And you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, but my point being is just that, like, it was a great place to perform stand. And here's another, leading to my next question. Adding videos of yourself performing, how has that affected your Instagram followers and ticket sales?
It's helped like crazy. Like, I've been on Instagram forever. I bought like these expensive cameras to do sketches and this and that, and nothing, bro. No one would follow me. I wrote sketches. I did I've done it all. And nothing, no one would follow me. I would always be at 4,000 followers for like forever. I'd post flyers, I did all that. That shit didn't work. And then I noticed who was I talking to? I was talking to Gordo Mamon, Julian. And I go, bro, how do you have so many followers? I said, just post. He goes, just post. I go, what do you mean? I go, you post fucking bullshit. He goes, just post, bro. Just fucking post. I'm like, but I don't want to post shit like that. I said, I need to find. He goes, just post every day, no matter what. So I just started posting every day. Every single day, I post 1 to 3 videos a day.
Oh, and wow.
A day. So I went back to my old clips and I'm like, I want to post a little crowd work clip. So I posted a little crowd work clip and it went viral. My first video I posted, it's on my Instagram. I wrote, I don't trust hot girls. It went viral. The whole joke is I don't trust hot girls. I asked this guy in the front row, I said, oh, are you married? He goes, oh, she's at home. I go, she's at home? Oh, is she hot? He goes, she's pretty hot. I go, if she's hot, it's not going to work out. I said, you need to get a gordita. A gordita will never leave you. She might leave to get food, but she'll be back. I posted that. It went viral, 2 million views. And then I'm like, oh, shit. So people want to see these little moments. So then I went back to all my clips and I just started posting, and people love it. And these are all crowd work clips that I'll never, ever do again. Right. So now I start recording myself. And what's helped me the most lately, it's helped me go, like, holy fuck, I need a clip to post tomorrow. So I go on stage and I write new jokes. Now I'm writing more material. Now I have a new 15 minutes because I'm forcing myself to do crowd work. But then out of that crowd work, I'm like, that's funny. I can recreate that and make it my own joke. So that's what's been happening. And so it's helped a lot. I went from 4,500 followers to 30,000 followers in like the past 4 months.
Dude, and that's amazing. And that's like, and I could tell.
And it's on Instagram too. TikTok, it's very easy to get followers.
Okay.
Instagram is so hard.
No, I'm aware of that. Like, I was at 19,000 views And that's or 24,000 views, or one of, I forgot how many it was. It was over 15,000. And for me, I'm just, like, wow, that's fucking cool. I have like 1,155 followers as of today.
That's
And,
great.
And dude, after your show, I got 7 followers.
There you go.
From live, not
Yeah.
like, not from my clip. And then from your clip, I got another 7. So it was just like, oh shit, I got like 13, 14 followers in the past 2 days.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Someone's at my door. 1 second.
Yeah, no
Pause
problem.
it.
No problem. Well, at any rate, well, we don't pause it here at PAPICOCK Podcast. So this is solid advice. And you know what? It's really great because like the whole point about posting on the internet is to try to get eyes to look at you that normally might not otherwise see you. Maybe people that don't go to comedy shows. So when you post these clips online, you're getting these new eyes that people haven't ever seen you before, and it'll give them maybe the thought that, you know what, I want to go see this person live because they're so funny. And if you keep putting clip after clip after clip after clip where you're funny every single time, then you're going to build a fan base. It's going to affect your ticket sales in a positive way. And so that's why I wanted to know, because like, it's just, and then also like a lot of comedy clubs will literally ask you, how many followers do you have on social media? How many subscribers do you have on YouTube? And they ask you all this other stuff. And it's just like, oh, what about my video though? Like, isn't my video good enough? Nope. Even if you're murdering it, it's just like, how many followers do you have on Instagram and Twitter and subscribers on YouTube? And it's just like, so it becomes a little frustrating sometimes. So, it's like, and every time you post a clip, you open yourself up to, like, I posted a joke about the Black Little Mermaid, and thank God, there was only like 2 angry people, and the rest were like really like thought it was funny. Even like Black people were giving me credit about how funny that joke was. So, you know what I mean? It was like one of those things where it's just like, you put yourself out there, you're vulnerable, and, you take that chance, and hopefully, people like it. And the reason why you're putting it out is because you believe in it, and it's funny, and, you want people to see that. So, that's my whole point with the social media thing. And so I also want to talk about your podcast, Comedy Club Confessions. And you stated that people name drop and talk about the grievances. How do you get people to feel comfortable enough to talk about stuff that's going on in their lives and spill the beans?
I don't know. I'm a very good salesman. I'm Armenian. I got you to mention Edwin's name.
Well, yeah. Well, it wasn't. Well, he wasn't talking shit. It was a backhanded compliment, but it was really backhanded. But I mean, like, it wasn't. But it was like a nice way of saying we thought you were gonna suck and you were funny. And I was just. But yeah, man. Yeah, Jack. I'm actually having trouble like hearing you. Yeah, you're like freezing up and stuff. So like, it might be the internet connection. Oh yeah, no, it's okay. For those of you at home listening audibly, Jack is showing me his beautiful backyard. And
I just moved into this new place, and they're here to do stuff. That's why I got to go soon.
Oh no, you're great. You're great. And yeah, let's be respectful of your time, because what's it called?
We're like an hour now, right?
Yeah, we're like in an hour. So what's it called? I want to be respectful of your time. I definitely do want to recommend that you all go to the NoHo Comedy Club in North Hollywood. Check out my boy Jack. Check out Jack online. This week he's gonna be at the last.
I'm actually on tour. I'm on tour right now. I got some dates. JackJuniorComic.com. I'm in Dallas. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. I'm in Edmonton, Canada. I'm in Minnesota. I'm in Austin. I'm working the Carnival Cruise and the Miracle. I'm on Norwegian, the newest ship, in December. I'm in Vegas, New Year's Eve.
Ooh, baby. That's hot. All right. Well, listen, Jack, I want to post all of those links in the in this episode for the description, so people can just click and follow you, click and go to your website.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to make sure that all that's done, because the people really need to come to your shows. You're really funny, hilarious comedian. Not only that, You're very humble. You're very
Thank you.
generous with information and advice about the business. So
Thank you.
if there's anything else you want to promote,
follow me on Instagram. I post videos every single day. And when I get trolled, talk shit to them because I get trolled all the time. But I love the trolls because it creates more views. So if you're trolling me, I don't give a shit. Watch it. Troll and talk shit. I love it. But also, it hurts my feelings sometimes. Someone called me a deadbeat dad. I'm like, I'm not a fucking deadbeat dad. Are you crazy? Just gotta do a child support joke. And I'm like, dude, I got 4 kids. I take care of all of them, and I love them very much. So just follow me, and that's it.
Yeah, dude. Well, follow Jack and know he's not a deadbeat dad. He's a good dad, and he's a great comic. And so I really want you guys and gals and non-binaries to make sure to follow Jack. And Jack, I want to thank you very much for your time and everything. I'm going to do my outro promo. So if you got to leave, I totally understand, brother.
All right,
brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Jack Jr.
Later.
Make sure to follow him and make sure to go to Harvell's in Long Beach, California. It happens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a really fun show. It's a comedy show and burlesque. It's really reasonably priced with a 2-drink minimum. It's really fun. It's a lot. And I'm not just saying that because I'm there every second and fourth Tuesday, but guess what? I'm there every second and fourth Tuesday. It's a fun show. It's always funny. There's always a lot of great burlesque dancing with a lot of different routines. And it's just really a good time. So check out future shows on Instagram at Long Beach Comedy, all one word, or longbeachcomedy.com. So that's for our sponsor. And so for me, if you guys could check me out at HispanicTitanic.com, that's my website. And on social media, it's Puro Papi Pacheco, PuroPapiPacheco. We want to thank you very much for listening to this episode. We hope that you got a lot out of it, because I know I did, with a lot of useful information to make myself and anyone listening into a better professional comedian. So we want to thank Mr. Jack Jr. once again for his time. And we hope you guys will continue listening. Share with your friends and let everybody know about this podcast. And here's the commercial I pre-recorded. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, do your boy a favor. Tell your friends, tell your cool family members, tell your cool coworkers. Let them know about the podcast, and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and be sure to follow me on all social media, Puro Papi Pacheco, and check out my website at HispanicTitanic.com for future dates. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.